105 North Island 52.
Prepare to be fucked by the object of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Toy.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast for every week. We talk about what's outraging the internet, and then we let you be the judge, we let you be the jury, we let you be the executioner, too, in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I'm Officer Kevin, and with me is Officer Grant.
Heyo, what's going on?
Heyo. What's up, man? Hey, let's,
not much.
You weren't supposed to, that was rhetorical. I don't really care how your week is going.
All right.
Let's give a quick thank you to our guest from last week, Brett Mercer. What a fun show that was. I've been laughing all week about Michael Jackson luring Bart Simpson with Butterfinger BBs. Just my mind keeps returning to that. So definitely check that episode out. It was a lot of fun. We got a new guest to the show this week. We got the one, we got the only, Dick Masterson. What's up, Dick?
What up, guys? What's up? How you doing? 108. Big 108 episode.
108.
Big number. We made it.
This is my
new record.
Congratulations to you guys. Thank you for letting me live my dream of doing episode 108s and everyone's podcast, because I never got to have one of my own. Everybody knows the biggest problem died at 107, so I'm like a ghost. I have to do everybody's 108 before I can move on to the next world. Before I can move on to Liquor Valhalla.
A podcast Ronin or something.
Yes. Yeah. Cursed.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Just to just to suck your dick a little. We first heard you in the biggest problem, like what 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I remember I was going through like a really fucking rough time in my life, and it was like this podcast of like two angry men yelling at each other. And then, I submitted a song to the show that was played on the episode, like on 10 to 20 episodes or something like that, and it saved my life in more than one way. So from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself.
First of all, that doesn't sound like a little dick sucking. That sounds like a lot of dick sucking.
He's choking over here.
What was the song? Was it the Titanic song?
The Titanic song, yeah.
Oh God, that's still maybe my favorite song from the whole show.
Yeah, I mean, every week hearing it was just like made my life. Absolutely.
I used to text Grant every time. I'm like, dude, they said your name on the show.
It would make Maddox so mad. I wish you could see the video of it too. That was the best part.
Oh man, I'd love to be in the room.
Fly on that wall.
Yeah, seriously.
How did you come up with that song anyway? I don't know if that boring to everybody. Like, how long did it take you to record that?
Not very long, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
I put a little more work into it than you would have imagined. Just because I wanted it to sound like insulting, I guess.
Yeah.
I wanted it to sound bad, So I did a couple takes that were falsetto takes and a couple takes that were normal voice takes, and it was like, no, this has to be a little bit off, Yeah, because I think the episode before it, you mentioned like, I want to hear from the fans, like who likes this Titanic bit, and I was like, I got one for you.
Yeah, thank you. Then you proved me. You don't know how right you proved me on the other end of things. Do you still have all those takes? I mean, we embarrassed Maddox by playing all his crappy takes. It'd be funny to do the same thing to you.
The laptop that I recorded it on, I got drunk one night and spilled water on it and destroyed the laptop. So,
all right.
Yeah, it sucks.
Wow. Thank you for that song.
Absolutely. Thank you for, all that you've done, which
the laughs,
also includes
the good times.
I want to ask why you were in such a bad place, but I don't want to depress everybody right at the start of the show.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that too.
Well, Kevin knows this. Like,
I don't know the story.
I was in a long-term relationship, went overseas with the girlfriend of the time, came back a week later, was broken up with, and was just like, fuck this, fuck everything. I was walking around like Homer Simpson in the episode where he thinks that he's going to die, just like 2 a.m. saying that, public transit's for losers, just walking the streets.
Yeah.
That was me.
Dope.
Losing my hair.
But hey, Dick, you got a new show now, and it's called The Dick Show.
Yes.
And both of us have been on it.
You guys were great on it, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are,
That's a lot
of course,
fun.
part of the See You Next Tuesday network, too. Don't forget.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our good friend Zwick is managing that.
Managing the social of that and whatnot.
Right.
I don't really know what Zwick does a lot of the time.
When he's not editing the podcast, I imagine he's off on some crazy adventure in Connecticut or something, wherever the hell he moved to.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so the Dick Show's going well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I gotta be
It's
the top.
good. Sorry, I pitched that really weird. I'm like, how's
Pretty good, I guess.
You're right.
I think we're still on the top of the podcast on Patreon. So pretty
yeah,
good.
man.
Pretty
Nice.
good. I had a woman with huge cans come into my basement and read some
Yeah, I
news
saw
that
that.
she doesn't even know if it's real or not. I don't know of a better metric for success than I can put an email out there and a chick with enormous cans will come into my basement that has no windows in it and read what I put on a piece of paper. That's it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're still on the one of the top podcasts on Patreon, despite making your own Patreon with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
So tell us a little more about New Project 2, aptly named.
Well, you guys, I guess everybody knows what's going on with these platform companies. Like you get,
We talk about it a lot on here. Yeah,
they're run by people with who just invent boogeymen in their lives to fight against all day long. These guys the soy boy smiles guys, with the blue hairs, the people who've taken upon themselves to police the world. I guess the thought police, not the thought cops.
Oh, those motherfuckers!
Yeah.
Big difference.
They're pretty much
Assholes.
ruining the world for everybody. They're making it impossible for some people to make a living just doing what they want, entertaining other people, talking, and other people pay them. So I set up a Patreon alternative because some of the artists for the show, some of the artists on the Dick Show, Wormwood, Stone, Hee Silly, I think they're getting banned from. Like, these are artists. They're not even professional assholes. Like, they're not jerk offs. They just sit and draw, and they are not allowed to accept money for their art, which is total fucking bullshit. So
It's weird, man.
I started with
So
them.
weird.
I started getting them on. I used to be a programmer in another life, so I said, "Oh, fuck it. This would be a fortune for anybody else to set up because they'd have to pay for it. Like, if you have to pay a programmer to do this, you're paying tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm just going to do it and open it up for everybody. Fuck them. We'll see how it works."
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome.
You know, just today, Patreon is said they're raising their take from, I think, 5% to 8%.
for some
yeah.
people.
We get grandfathered in because
Yeah.
we were prior to the
Thank God.
change. Yeah.
Really?
3%, baby.
They're doing
Yeah.
grandfathering in? Well,
Thankfully.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
I'd like to see how well that works for them. Their CEO seems like such a tool and such a stupid schmuck. Like, I would love to see the agreement he made for his second round of funding at Patreon, because those VC people will take your soul for $10 million. The promises that I've seen people make their venture capitalists are so insane. It's like reading a rape fantasy on a contract. So we'll see. I'm sure
That must be the fine print you can't read in contracts normally.
Well, it's all about growth. If they don't return this amount of growth, then they lose this amount of the company, lose access to these funds. It's a sucker's game. Like, they know, the VCs know what they're doing, and the people with the companies usually don't.
And then, since you're on, we also wanted to ask you, 10 years ago, you write Men Are Better Than Women.
Yeah.
You go on Dr. Phil. You make everybody laugh. And it seems like nowadays, despite the fact that what you were doing back then was absurdly more offensive, it's like now you're dealing with things like a $20 million lawsuit, getting commercials pulled that you're in, like getting kicked out of like theater groups and shit like that. Like
it's weird, right?
How does one, how do young comedians like me and Kevin circumnavigate this world of just outright treachery?
Hey, we're not that young.
No, you guys are fucked. Like you cannot be funny. Now, when I wrote Men Are Better Than Women, I would post every article and go, that's fucking funny. And then I would send it to people like, yeah, right? All women are cheating whores. That was an article. Like, yeah, get it? It's funny, right? It's funny. Lesbians are all faking it, right? Funny, right? Funny. But you can't even say that as a joke now, as though it could be said in any other way. You just can't say the words and survive anymore. I don't know. I feel like everything you say has to have a disclaimer woven into it in such a way that it's very difficult to be proud of anything. Like it's extremely demoralizing. So I don't know. I think the secret of being a comedian today more than ever is a copious and excessive drug use to dull out that creeping realization that you're watering your material down. So otherwise they just kill you like they did with Sam Hyde. I don't know how you guys do it.
I mean, I would say the optimist
we're
in
not
me...
popular enough. That's how we do it.
Right. I would say the optimist in me would like to blame it on short attention spans because people zone out, they hear a word they don't like, and maybe that might be the target of the satire, but they're like, oh, just that, you can't say that kind of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
the more
the best
tech,
case scenario.
like the more the technology improves, the easier it is for the small minority to exert their will over everybody. There were back 10 years ago with Men Are Better Than Women, there was a lot of people who were pissed at what I was saying, but they didn't know that Twitter wasn't around. Like they didn't know how to send a message to millions of people at once. But now somebody takes something the wrong way and they can get that outrage out to, 1 million, 10 million people in a day. And that outrage can be used to cybernetically kill you, to remove you from the internet. So it's different. It's very different, and it's going to get worse because the technology is getting better.
Nico in the chat here says drugs rule. I second this. So we'll just focus on that for now.
Drugs, man.
Yeah. Why don't we? I think that's a good. Should we get into 2 minutes of hate, or should we do a couple?
Let's talk about this first.
Okay. Yeah. Got some real quick show news. We're going to record a bonus episode this weekend talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion plus the movie To Live and to Die in LA, and Gotti, which Gotti. I can't fucking say that.
Yeah.
Which we watched over fucking St. Patrick's Day weekend, and it was hilarious.
It was.
It was one of the best times I've had watching a movie.
Yeah, it was just
in a while.
A boys' night watching a nice mafia flick.
It's terrible.
So yeah, you can listen to that show, Fire Bros, our spin-off podcast, by donating only $2 a month, patreon.com. And if you donate $5 a month, you can be in our Discord chat for the Discord's free, but the live chat for the episodes where folks are in right now. Shout out to them for donating money.
We got a more full chat room than usual, so thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, so patreon.com/thoughtcops. Check it out. And let's see, let's get right to it.
Yeah.
2 minutes of hate. 2 minutes of hate, of course, is where we blanket punish things that irritate us, they annoy us, they get under our skin. This is a healing moment. This is not just... Some people think the show is just negative energy. I think it's more of getting things off your chest so they don't bottle up inside you and just make you, act out in ways you wouldn't normally act out.
Getting negative things off your chest.
Right.
One might say. I got one that's this has been on the list for a while, and I'm sort of glad we're talking about this right now. That Dick brought it up, but tech companies that have become so progressive that now they're puritanical. You see this with the banning of like nudity and certain bad words and shit like that, and it's just like, when did we get to the point where, I don't know if it's a generational thing or whatever, but it seems like a lot of like the openness and liberal freedom that people have been fighting for, it's like once you have it through the internet, you create these platforms to just take all of it away. And it's like, what do you do about it? Because there's no fighting back, because there's only 3 companies. There's Google, Disney, and Facebook, and those are the only companies that exist.
As of
and they're
today,
censoring everything,
Fuck them. So that's my commentary.
Disney they own pretty much all of entertainment now, right?
Yeah, as of this recording today, yeah.
They just bought Fox, I think.
Oh, they bought Fox, and then they own Hulu
News Corp,
too,
whatever.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just great. I can't wait. So that's women's government now. We've got the men's government, which is the president and Congress and police and stuff, and then women have TV and Twitter and Disney. Wonderful.
Speaking of which, how are you still working on Not Safe for Women?
Every night.
Your follow-up?
Every night, man. Every night I put a little bit in until I get too angry and I have to go to sleep. Until I realize it's not a joke anymore. Okay, I can't. This is too much now. I gotta go to sleep.
Look behind the curtain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's infuriating to think that almost like there's no such thing as progress anymore. That it's just like you get to a certain point and it's like, oh no, we gotta bring back all this stuff. You can't show a pair of boobs on an internet website. Like, well,
you can't say boobs.
Or certain like words or phrases or sentiments, and it's like, I get it within a certain respect, but like, man, like just it's weird to see the regression of things,
Yeah, it is really weird. It's really weird to see the regression and then constantly hear about how parents are to blame for like snow plowing their kids or helicopter parenting their kids from the same people who get offended for the same people who are like offended, who think that pissed is a swear and that it needs to be banned from the internet. It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Kevin, do you have anything to add to that? Any clever? Okay. Well,
I got nothing clever.
So let's cap it then. These tech companies, they all need to be broken up. Elizabeth Warren 2020.
Are you really Elizabeth Warren 2020?
No, I'm kidding.
He promotes just about anybody he can on the show. The guy has no moral standards.
Anybody that gives me $1,000 a month just for existing has my vote.
Oh yeah, I'm Yang Gang all the way. First of all, great hats. Great hats. I hate to say it, but that's better than the red hat. That weird pink hat with the sunset.
Yeah.
Great hat. And $1,000. I mean, how you gonna beat that? Who's $2,000? I'd like to see him try. You can't go from 1 to 2,000. You got to go from 1 to 10. And that sounds ridiculous.
The chat says Virgin MAGA versus the Chad $1,000.
Yeah.
Guess that's kind of what it's come down to.
Donald Jewel Trump will play your voicemail at the end.
So, thank you for addressing that. Anyway.
Just so he knows.
Yeah, I respond to him.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, my 2 minutes of hate this week is a little bit lighter, I guess. It's Instagram or Snapchat stories of watching TV. All right. You with me here? When you can't even hear the dang TV. The fucking screen is blurry. You got stickers over it. You got text over it.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. I know a couple people in particular who do this a lot. Maybe you do too. I don't want to call out anybody for doing this, but I also kind of want to so they can stop.
Send this episode to them.
Yeah, well, I'll slide it under their door and be like, "Hey, I didn't say anything, but knock it the fuck off."
It's a similar but somehow worse problem than like people who Snapchat entire concerts. It's like you can't hear it, you can't see it. I don't want to look at you like mouthing the words.
Right.
I don't want to watch you watching TV.
Just a bunch of dry ice and lights.
You know what we need at concerts? Like, have you ever seen those rotating sticks on top of billboards that whack birds off of the billboards? Yeah. We really need like a really low ceiling fan at concerts that just take out everything above 7 feet tall, because the cell phone shit is out of control.
It's never good. Like, no. You can't see anything. You can't hear it. What's the point of it?
And nobody watches it. It's like, who are you taking this? You're taking this for an imaginary audience who's interested in being a voyeur in your life that no human being could possibly want. Very weird.
Yeah, as if you're that interesting.
Yeah.
I want to watch, that I want to see that you're watching Breaking Bad. Great, thanks. I can just watch Breaking Bad myself.
Here's my punishment. The camera never turns off. We see it all, baby. You want to just show us the highlights? No, you got to show it all. Taking a shit, watching other TV shows.
I mean, you joke, but some people would be totally into that.
Taking a piss. Yeah, you're right.
I would.
Maybe I am.
I probably
Maybe that's
would
what I'm
watch
trying to
that.
say.
I think I brought that in on a bonus episode, like a shit mate, where you could sit down and have an instant conversation with someone who's, I don't know why, not in a weird like corporaphilic way, but just
it's like an IRC chat room.
Yeah, something about just taking a look at somebody while they're taking a shit. I'd give it a look. See if I wanted to tune in for more.
Lakember in the chat says Kevin hasn't thought any further than watching people shit. He's right.
That's it.
He's right.
Just those two things.
It's very primal. Anyway,
do you have a sentence?
That was my sentence. The camera just never turns off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the camera just never turns off, and the computer's your friend, and whatever else happens on Black Mirror.
Your phone is your mate.
Yeah. Dick, do you have 2 minutes of hate?
Oh God, I gotta think about that. You know what? I really my 2 minutes of hate for the internet is, I don't know if this is just me, like I'm on some kind of list that I don't know if like my parents like put me on a Michael Douglas style The Game list to subversively send me these articles more than anybody else, but I have been getting a huge amount of these are the habits of extremely productive people, and it's like a list of 10 things that I couldn't do in my life if you put a gun to my head. And I want to find whoever is capable of doing these things and put them in the fucking ground. It's like, wake up right away and write in your journal. Everyone in the world wakes up to an avalanche of email from assholes that they don't want to deal with. That's like, there's no other successful habits of highly successful people. It's not go on a run. Go on like a 30-minute run every day. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a 27-year-old chick. I can't go on a run whenever I fucking please in the middle of the day when I've got 6 people busting my ass for something. Like, who is effective? Who is a highly effective person and can go on a midweek yoga retreat? Fuck you. This is somebody who nobody depends on. There isn't enough personal reflection time left in the remainder of my life for me to calm down enough to be more effective. Like, these tips are good for no one. They're good for absolutely no one. And I curse the 27-year-old content writer who wrote them for $22 an hour to afford her Manhattan apartment that she shares with 3 other people.
3? Only 3?
Yeah, only 3. That's my 2 minutes of hate. Then you gotta pick a punishment, right? Shit.
Yes.
I condemn them to do them. If you're going to write an article of the highly successful habits of the 10 habits of highly successful people, do them every fucking day. And then if you can make it through 1 year of that without putting a bullet in your head, then you win. That's your punishment.
You become God.
Then you become God.
God mode.
I really hate them. I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to say a couple months ago, I don't think we brought it up on a show, but there was this meme format of this guy, this crypto entrepreneur tweeted out this list of 10 things I know every successful person does, and it's number 1, meditates when they first wake up, and it everyone was highly parodying.
Fall back asleep.
Yeah, meditate.
Reads for leisure 3 hours a night. Who the fuck has time?
Oh boy!
They're busy doing shit. Do you think that fucking who? Do you think Tim Apple fucking reads 3 hours a night?
Tim Apple.
He's fucking busy answering emails.
Maybe he reads a cock for 3 hours a night. Learn a language. Bitch, it could help your brain think in a different way. Shut the fuck up, learn a language. Fuck you. How about that language? When the fuck am I ever going to need to know another language? Yeah.
Never. Every country speaks English.
Yeah.
All of them.
For now. Anyway, let's move right to it then. The main segment, the old meat and potatoes of the show. So if you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, if you came here for dick and nothing else, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and often very unusual punishment. Let's get right to it. Dick, are you a Harry Potter fan?
No, I hate Harry Potter.
This is the one you start with.
Or were you too old for that, I'm assuming?
I was.
You missed the boat there.
I was too much of a man for that. I hate Harry Potter. I read like 3 books and then quit because
you gave it the old college try, basically.
Yes, the woman I was having sex with was very into Harry Potter, so I read them for her.
Absolutely, that's great, man. But the author J.K. Rowling is constantly adding to the canon. She's always, the books may be over, but the world is still building, baby. Because this week on Twitter, J.K. Rowling said that 2 characters, Dumbledore and... I feel like it's so embarrassed to say this to somebody. I don't like Harry Potter, but it's even more embarrassing to say to somebody who doesn't know what this is. Dumbledore and Grindelwald had a hardcore gay relationship, I guess. Not just... I guess she went into some details. It wasn't just
the
holding
position,
hands. Yeah.
the positions. No, I'm kidding.
So their relationship was incredibly intense. It was really passionate. Let me see here.
Do they do do they use magic to make their gay sex better?
They both have ED, so they have to use a certain spell to just get that working.
Huh.
Well, J.K. Rowling is constantly... This is how she keeps Harry Potter in the zeitgeist, is by making this up.
Yeah.
Three months ago, we talked about on the show where she revealed that wizards have a spell to disappear their BM.
Shit on the ground and then use a spell to clean it up.
Huh, that's great.
They walking out here with swamp ass. Where's the spell for wiping your ass, huh?
Why don't they just make it go out of their intestines? Why do they shit first?
Right. Because shitting feels good, that's why.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Why don't they just shit all day, every day, then? They just have never...
This episode brought to you by shit. Diapers and stuff.
Nothing that she says ever makes any sense. It's just like that Quidditch. It's like Quidditch all over again. Why would they shit and then disappear the shit if they had magical shit disappearing spells? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. They would just stick the wand up their ass.
I'm sure some of them have.
So Dumbledore, what is he, like the president or something? Like what was his...
He's the president of magic.
What was his role in the books? I forget.
Well,
Grant, are you a fan?
He spends the whole book trying to sleep with Harry Potter and trying to groom him.
That's the thing, because in the books they never say that he was gay, and I think maybe 10 years after the books ended, she's like, "Yeah, by the way, he's gay." Another few years go by. By the way, he was hardcore gay, and he would disappear his cum off the other guy's chest.
He would freeze time every time, and he'd come again and again and again, so that every cum shot he would have on his gay lover's face would be like 2 gallons.
Dick, didn't you have something on the Dick Show that was like, if Harry Potter is like women's magic, if men had magic, they'd just make their dicks bigger and that'd be it?
Yeah, that would be it. And we wouldn't tell women about it. We'd just keep it a secret. Like, oh yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think like you said, it's sort of like this is her way of staying relevant and like within because this is the only press she the second whatever prequel movie that came out tanked spectacularly because nobody gives a shit.
You see, they don't have to keep making Star Wars movies. They just have to release stupid fucking lore.
Yeah. Did you know Luke was gay? Like, might as well. Right. Might as well.
Han Solo, asexual. Yup.
Oh, yeah, wasn't Lando bisexual?
Oh, actually, that is true. Yeah. They said he was pansexual. Which means, I guess...
pansexual. Okay.
Anything in space, baby.
He was sticking his dick in PlayStations and all that for internet cash.
He was red-ringing Xboxes around the galaxy. It does. J.K. Rowling she's getting a little desperate with her. Like, is she going to run out of gay stones to turn over with this thing, or what?
Well, maybe not just from a sexuality standpoint. Maybe it'll eventually turn into, Hermione is paraplegic or something like that.
Yeah.
Just sort of cover all of your bases. Dick, do you have a fitting punishment? Can you think of anything?
Yeah, Disney should when Disney acquires all intellectual property, they should give Harry Potter to Fox, their newly owned subsidiary, and just let Tucker Carlson write it. Just write all the prequels, write all the sequels, and turn this progressive utopia she's got into the ultra conservative Bible of magic.
The old pendulum swinging back and forth, back the other way.
Yeah, horseshoe theory, man. Horseshoe theory 101.
Harry Potter immediately divorces Ginny and just bangs all the time.
Oh, so you do know that much.
I know that much. I know the end.
Why don't we I hate talking about this stuff. Obviously there was the shooting that happened in New Zealand. I don't want to talk about that, for instance, because this is the show about, outrage culture.
Harry Potter podcast.
The Harry Potter podcast.
Harry Potter poo-poo podcast.
Featuring Kim Kardashian every episode and her 12 sisters. But the whole PewDiePie scandal revolving around that, we sort of talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's like you were saying, Dick, just the weird culpability of random people to have to deal with this media shitstorm that happens every single day, every single week is this shooter says, subscribe to PewDiePie. And that's the thing that makes news. And that's a well-known meme that everyone sort of partakes in, says, repeats, across every spectrum of political thought or whatever. And it's narrowing in on him, and in a certain way they've found him culpable for having not done it but perpetuated it in some way. And it's I don't even know what to say about that, where to start with that.
I think I think at some point furries, they got a lot of
All right, here we go.
Yeah, they got some deviations from reality. A lot of them are not seeing reality quite clearly. So they have these personas, but you can see them coming because they're they're a magical fox or a unicorn or some shit. There's other crazy people on the internet who are walking around in human suits. I think the person that you're talking about who's freaking out about PewDiePie being a Nazi or a Nazi.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people,
and they're just as deranged, perhaps even more deranged, and they're participating in a fantasy cult that is equally as removed from reality as the furballs. But no one can tell because they're walking around like normal people. I think the internet brings these lunatics. Before the internet, one guy in your town says, PewDiePie caused this. And everyone turns and goes, what the fuck are you talking about? This was a lunatic. He has a problem with Muslims. He's just, he's got a problem with them, giving little tit for tat thing that he's doing. That he was obviously making a joke there with the thing. And okay, I guess I'll just shut up then and go back to sorting rocks or eating paint chips or whatever I was doing before. But now that the internet exists, all these morons get together, and it seems like a lot of them, because all they do is obsess about their retarded fantasies all day.
It's like they're the cockroach man and Men in Black wearing a human suit, walking around knocking over people and
knocking over people. Yeah, that's the bad guys in Men in Black.
It's late, man.
Put my hand
looking for that
like that. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so you're saying that these people on Twitter are like big cockroaches,
They're
right?
like cockroach people.
Knocking motherfuckers over.
It's the one scene where he's walking down the street and he's just like, "Oh, out of my way," and he just throws him like that.
Yeah,
You know?
oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm referring to. That's the scene that plays in my mind is him.
All right, you're smart. I'm dumb.
I knew exactly what scene you were talking about.
Yeah.
And he throws him with both hands for some reason. That sucks for PewDiePie. You lose to T-Series, you think that's bad enough, and then, then all of a sudden you're responsible for a huge mess.
I still don't even know what this T-Series thing is.
Yeah,
I know subscribe to PewDiePie is a phrase. I don't know what T-Series is.
It's just a meme, I guess. I don't know.
It's a channel of people shitting in the street. I think it's an Indian. It's an Indian channel of just people shitting in the street. They get
all right. Sounds pretty cool.
They love it over there. They
This
love
is
it.
right up Kevin's alley.
I just want to go on the record here. Me being a fecal philiac is not canon. This is a character I'm doing.
Yeah, glad to get that out of the way right now.
I'm workshopping this guy. Anyway.
Yeah, and it just, again, it sucks because it's like the onus is on an entertainer. Like, the guy's just a comedian with a YouTube channel. That, like, he has like some influence over the way people talk and think and act and shit like that, but it's like he's a comedian, like an amateur comedian with a YouTube channel that just so happened to be one of the most subscribed to people on the internet. Like, he didn't I don't know. I don't know how to parse the shit apart. It's like, why do we always look at comedians like they're the ones that are creating reality, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I think the way he did all those Five Nights at Freddy's videos, how much you want to think that Chuck E. Cheese's profits plummeted? Everybody starts getting scared of those things.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is? Don't worry about it. Anyway, so I think, I don't know. I mean, people have also said the argument that, and I don't watch PewDiePie, so I really can't speak to this at all.
You're not a 9-year-old, you mean?
Right, I'm not, 9 to fucking
Dick, do you watch
12.
PewDiePie?
No, I've only watched. I only watched PewDiePie once when he was talking about the Ralph retort. When he was talking about me.
Oh, with the Washington Street Journal thing?
Wall Street Journal, yeah.
Oh, what did I say? Washington Street Journal?
Washington Street Journal.
What? Same difference. Whatever.
He's pouring himself another glass of, what is that, Grant?
Tullamore Dew.
Okay. Anyway, people were saying that PewDiePie, I don't know, I want to say, I feel like so uneducated to talk about this, but I want to say that he is...
Welcome to Thought Cop.
Yeah, right. Where we don't know a whole lot about anything. That he's really into like edgy humor.
Yeah.
I guess. But like edgy humor where like the take of the joke is kind of hard to parse through, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like people they will say a joke and it's may or may not be satirizing one side or the other. They're just kind of saying it just be like shocking, I guess.
Yeah, maybe the intended target is just everyone at a certain point, you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel weird defending him too, because defending him means that it would have been bad if he had just flat out said it. And I don't even know how I feel about that. Like, so what if he is all these horrible things that you're saying? He still isn't doing anything. He's just saying it. We're still on the same page of doing is the wrong thing, right? And the saying you can say whatever you want, but clearly that's not the case. So it feels weird saying, no, PewDiePie doesn't support this, when, I don't know, maybe joking about it does make people go crazy. I don't fucking know. It's like, we can't even tell people to switch cigarette brands, or we can't convince people to work out and not be huge fat asses. I don't know what it takes to motivate somebody to go to the gym. I certainly don't know what it takes to motivate them to get up and start killing people. Like, I don't know.
Well, Donald Jewel Trump in the chat brings up a good point here, that PewDiePie is actually not the only one culpable here. It's actually also Spyro the Dragon.
Yes.
Because in his manifesto, he said that Spyro... Let me read the quote here. Spyro 3 taught me ethno-nationalism. Fortnite trained me to be a killer and floss on the corpses of my enemies.
I read all those quotes and I tried my hardest to forget them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's picking on Spyro 3, though, are they?
They love that little guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean though, Dick, and it's one of those things where it's like I'll tilt one way, like just to understand the phenomenon of like what the fuck is even going on, but then I always go back to like, well, yeah, do violent video games cause fucking violence in the real world? And like the answer is always no, but there's probably like 0.001% of the population that just fucking
I've thrown
goes
a controller.
crazy.
So there's one instance of violent video games causing violence. It was TMNT Tournament Fighters, but still.
Yeah, it really depends on the game. So I don't know. Spyro 3, I don't know if this was worth it.
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Christ.
Anyway.
So what do we do with Pewdiepie?
Now the funny part.
Yeah.
Now the funny part of the show.
What do we do with PewDiePie? What's his just and righteous punishment?
PewDiePie. Come up with a new name. This shit, fucking PewDiePie, that shit sucks. What is that, Swedish or something?
Yeah.
He's got to subscribe to T-Series. That should be his...
Or he could star in those videos.
Yeah, he's got to do
Shitting in the street.
Or maybe I could.
Speaking of Dick, you said you threw controllers. Have you ever thrown eggs at people?
No, I never have.
I've egged a house in high school before, and man, that was fun.
Have you ever egged a prominent New Zealand politician?
Not yet.
Not yet. So there's this Egg Boy. Have you guys heard of Egg Boy?
Yep.
I haven't.
You haven't heard of Egg Boy?
No.
Oh shit. Here, I'm gonna pull up Egg Boy. Australia. Oh, he's Australian? Sorry about that.
I can search for it. What should I look for?
Just Google Egg Boy. That's it. I'm trying to find like a short. Here, I found a video. I'll toss this in. You found it?
Yeah.
What I said was that a terribly unfortunate thing, a tragedy, but it's going to be eventually accepted or expected that these sort of things happen when people are getting attacked in their own.
Oh yeah. Oh man, kick the shit out of that kid. Fuck you, you little asshole.
Well, he's got his phone
R.
out.
Kelly can piss on a chick, this guy can kick this little motherfucker's ass. Fuck that. Good for you.
So the kid's name is William Connolly, and to some
I like Egg Boy better.
Or Egg Boy. To some, Likember in the chat says, all I see is a free exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
To some, he's a folk hero. To others, he's a modern-day Lee Harvey Oswald. When police questioned him as to whether or not he threw an egg at Senator Fraser Anning, he said, "No, I put it on his head."
Well, you said he threw an egg at Fraser?
Yeah.
Where the hell is the tossed salad and...
Dude, oh, man. You stomped my joke.
Oh, shit.
I had a big thing.
Oh, God.
I had a big reveal. Oh, you fucked me.
You can still do it.
I'm not going to do it.
No, come on. Hey, who wants to hear the
I
joke?
wanna hear it.
Woo!
No, I was just gonna sing the song. I was gonna have a big elaborate story about how someone like followed up by throwing like a head of lettuce at him or something like that, and then just sing the Frasier song. I'm not doing it now.
Okay.
Now you'll have to imagine it in your head.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I'm doing it right now. Did you guys know that was Frasier the whole time singing it?
Yeah,
I learned that like after the show was done. I don't know why I didn't know
I watched the show after it had been canceled for a number of years and Googled it immediately. I was like, what song is this?
We didn't have Google back then. We had to rely on our dads for information, and they lied pretty much 80% of the time. So
Terrifying.
yeah.
So, Egg Boy, he was arrested. No charges were filed. Frasier can still file a complaint against him with the courts, but, there's this big question of, like, is this an act of civil disobedience or is this assault? And I think the answer is, yeah.
I
don't know.
don't give a shit what happens over there.
If I was the senator, I would feel bad about the weakness of my slap. Like that kid, he didn't even flinch really when I hit. If I ever get attacked when I'm an adult, I hope that I hit a kid so hard he's laid out flat, and I can give that kind of look like, oh shit, like like that's I mean, I don't know, and then finish my speech.
Yeah, like when your dad gets that look in your when your dad gets that look in his eye of like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. He's like, oh, like the look itself is enough to just like, you did wrong.
I'm reaching for my damn egg when I see that look. But yeah, this kid was this was related to the Pewdiepie thing.
It was related to the shooting. It was related
to the shooting. So there was some I don't want to go into all the details because we like to have fun. And this isn't fun. So yeah, there was some political disagreement. Kid smashes an egg over the guy's head, and he turns around and starts slapping him. So yeah,
I guess it had something to do with Frasier said something along the lines of like, oh well, it's like Muslims' fault themselves for causing this or whatever, and the kid like egged him, which I guess like
I thought he would have blamed it on Niles.
Well, he clearly brought an egg to do this. It's not like he had his Sunday egg in his pocket.
Full of eggs.
Yeah. And then, what's that about Muslims? Crack. I'll show you.
He had a dozen eggs in his pockets, yeah.
He was called Egg Boy before this incident. He loved eggs, carrying around eggs.
Right.
He just so happened to be at the right place at the right time.
He also... It's like that... Does he look 15... Like, if you guys had to look at him for a nanosecond... How old would you think he really was? He's got like a thick brow, kind of a Neanderthal looking motherfucker. And when he's in profile, if you tell me you instantly think that is a kid, I will call you a liar.
He looks like a high school senior, I want to say.
I'd say high school senior. I think he's like 17.
He's not yet a man, not really a boy.
Not yet a woman.
Yeah, whatever
Is that the Britney Spears song?
I don't know.
Well, if this senator is going to attack a child like he would attack an adult, then he's probably a pedophile because he would do the same thing to, that's how it works. As long as you can make any kind of tangential connection with a minor, you're a pedophile.
I can't parse that apart like logically.
Chris Hansen inviting kids online to come egg him. Oh, you got a dozen eggs there, huh? Why don't you have a seat? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. What do we let's do something about this. Let's do our fucking jobs.
What do we do about Egg Boy? I feel like just hitting him with an egg is kind of stupid.
No.
The obvious.
He's got to eat the egg off that guy's head. That
pretty gross.
That guy's got to stand out in the sun long enough to cook it on his bald head, and then he's got to, slurp it up.
Unless Dick, you have anything better that's not just eating an egg off of a bald guy's head.
My thing wasn't just... See, they're saying the chat is saying that's hot, that's a great punishment.
It's a bunch of Kevin stans.
Love you guys.
Let's see. What's your punishment for egging a guy? God, I don't know. You should have to
toilet
watch
paper or something, or
watch all Frasier's. Just watch every Frasier from the beginning to the end.
It's pretty fun.
I'll watch. Brainwash him and radicalize him against
against Muslims.
Yeah, against Muslims.
That was the subtext of that show we just never picked up on.
Wasn't it obvious?
Makes a lot of sense.
It was all the way back to Cheers. You could hear him talking about Sharia law.
Maris.
We just never picked up on it.
Yeah, you never got to see Maris on that show. She probably was hiding. She was wearing a burqa and hiding behind the scenes, not to be seen or heard, I guess. Let's move on to something else. Should we wrap up? Should we do Key to the City?
No, we got to talk about.
You want to talk about this?
Shane Dawson.
Oh God, that is weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to begin with this. I didn't fuck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. I didn't put my dick anywhere near my cat. I've never done anything weird with my cats. I promised myself I wasn't going to make apology videos after last year's thing, so I'm just trying to be as short and honest with this as possible. One of question mark.
Sir, this is an Arby's.
Oh, air horns. Let's go, baby. 30K retweets, 106K likes.
Is that how many people?
If you said that, you'd be fucking famous, but you're too much of a coward to say it in public.
I forgot. I just thought of it as you started reading it on the show.
I know you're making fun of it because it's not actually a funny thing, but
I don't. Why? So why is this a story?
Why is this news? Cat. Yeah, it's disgusting, man.
Why did he fuck it?
Let's find out. Let's click on
Is this a Harry Potter thing?
Have you not seen his cat? It's the hottest cat you've ever seen in your life.
Really? Let's see the cat first here.
Is it like that War of the Fanboys girlfriend?
No, it's a regular cat. It's not a
regular
woman
cat.
with dad issues. But it's just such a hot cat. People don't believe me, but every single time they see it, they think, I definitely want to fuck that cat. I can't explain it.
We were just showing some of our friends that Asterios boxing video over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were like, we'd like Asterios on your podcast. And we're like, you should watch this video. See.
Watch him taste blood for the first time. Scream, bring it, you bitch. You little bitch.
Did they not even wear mouth guards?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like I've seen hotter cats before.
So this guy was involved with TanaCon. He was involved in a Jake Paul documentary. So this guy's a little off his rocks here.
I hate this story so much.
I don't even know this guy. Like I feel like I'm learning about an athlete in a new sport that I've never heard of. That everybody else but me knows. I don't know who the fuck Shane Dawson is at all. Before this,
it's called,
I don't know either.
It's called having sex with your cat Cheeto. He said I guess this is a quote from, let me see. He was, the fuck did he say here? He said, one time I laid my cat down on her... I can't read it!
Read it.
He said, one time I laid my cat down on her back. I moved her... I can't even fucking... I moved her little chicken legs spread open or whatever. I came all over the cat. It was like my first sexual experience. I was also like 19.
Oh.
What other way is there to interpret this?
Besides the complete truth.
Right. I guess this was from back in 2015.
The only thing I know about this guy is we talked about him. I think we talked about him like a year ago, or maybe I just remember reading about him about a year ago. He had similar jokes about like pedophilia and children and stuff like that, and he had to make a similar apology about like, hey, I'm not actually having sex with underage girls, blah blah blah. Like, I think he again just has like a very poor, very dark sense of humor.
See, that's what I was kind of saying with like Pewdiepie, where there really isn't any take or any thought put behind this. He just like, I fucked my cat, and then everybody's like, dude, did you fuck weird, your cat?
Bro. That's weird.
It's like he did go into like he went into way too much detail.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Dick?
Maybe when you can't make jokes about like people's identities or their race and stuff, this is the stuff you have to joke about. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to imagine, like, if I couldn't joke about things that other people, or if I just stopped myself from joking about things that other people find reprehensible, maybe I would just start joking about fucking cats or kids or something. I don't know.
I mean, it is sort of like an urge that, like a natural human reaction to things, and there is something to that, because you look at cultures that are very like sexually repressed and how fucking weird some of those cultures are, and how it's like some places just like don't fucking make sense, and like if everyone was getting laid, maybe everyone would be more peaceful. Maybe it's something like that, where it's like nobody's like is that,
weird.
Is that what was happening in Fraggle Rock?
Yeah,
is that why those like big puppet guys were always grabbing the Fraggles to
polyamorous puppets?
Man,
they were fucked.
So I'll wrap this up here by reading his apology.
I didn't fuck my Fraggle. I didn't come on my Fraggle. I didn't put my dick anywhere near my Fraggle.
So he said, I've apologized many times for all the dumb shit I've said in videos and podcasts over the years. I've learned my lesson over and over again, and I'm more confident now in my ability to be entertaining, just being myself and not being shocking for laughs. He said that story was fake and was based on a dumb, awful sketch idea I had years ago and I never made. Thank God. And when the opportunity came up for a funny moment in a podcast, I told it as if it were a real story. You know, this guy, he's like a sketch comedy writer. Like, this is the kind of stuff you see on SNL, you know?
Yeah.
Let's pull my cat's legs apart and have sex with it.
Hey, at the very least,
Cheeto.
He didn't film it, and then it resurfaced on the internet 10 years later, like Dan Harmon having sex with that baby doll.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess, damn. Here's my punishment. Cheeto gets... Again...
Oh, no.
I don't know. Cheeto gets... I don't know, man. I'm trying to, like, not be, like, take the low-hanging fruit here. Let me see. I don't know. Just get the hell out of there, man. Hey, Cheeto gets a Leaving Neverland documentary about this guy.
Like a little puppet.
You're right. He's
talking about the wedding ring that Shane Dawson bought him. Whatever.
Or someone calls CPS on Cheeto. Cat Protective Services.
There we go.
That's my only contribution. I'm done.
Well, thank you. Let's see here. Okay, well, let's move on to Key to the City, where we wrap things up here on an attempted positive note because
all of this shit was terrible to talk about. This was awful.
Yeah. That was good stuff, guys. That was real outrageous.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, you want to start off, Grant?
Yeah, James Gunn gets my Key to the City this week. He's good now. We've all decided James Gunn is good again.
Woo! Yeah, he's back in the director's seat for Guardians of the Galaxy, but unfortunately, he still has to direct the new Suicide Squad. So
they're not even like, it's not going to be a sequel. They're just rebooting a 2-year-old movie.
Jesus.
That's called a do-over. That's not called a reboot. That's just a do-over.
That's a mulligan.
It's like Evil Dead 2, but less. Not
good.
Not really comparable at all.
My Key to the City this week goes to Connor O'Malley, a really funny guy on Twitter. He's a writer for some late night show, but he's much funnier on Twitter. He's doing a lot of those videos where he just is completely insane in public. He used to just like scream at semi-trucks on the highway, just like decked out in Minions gear. This week he's been posting those Howard Schultz videos where
I've been loving those.
He just has like blood running down the side of his face and just like ripped off like hospital bandages on his chest, and he's just like got Howard Schultz like carved into his chest, like Howard Schultz. Anyway,
great,
nice,
funny stuff. Dick, did you have anything you want to?
Yeah,
anything positive you've seen on the internet?
My Key to the City goes to Joshua Moon from Kiwi Farms, who, when asked by the police, the New Zealand police, for the video, the emails and the IP addresses and the names of everybody commenting on the threads on his site about the shooting, went on what they are calling an expletive laden rant against the New Zealand police, calling them a small, irrelevant island nation, and then he doesn't give a fuck about their homosexual slur laws, and that anyone who turns anything over to them is a coward and an idiot, and that New Zealand is a shithole country. And let me see what else he got here. Hero.
Boy Hero.
Cool. Hero. Joshua Moon.
And this week's word of the week is bop. So I had nothing better. Bop is...
So that machine, you press it, or you pull it, you twist it?
You see, you think so, but no, bop is, I guess, a good song, like a banger. Bop.
Oh, is that what the kids nowadays are calling?
I couldn't tell you.
All right.
I couldn't tell you. Anyway, before we get to the voicemails and everything here, Dick, plug time, baby. Where can we find you?
Go to dick.show, patreon.com/The Dick Show. Thanks, guys.
And then you got
absolutely.
You got your back and forth on Twitter. I don't know if you want to plug that or not, but here's your chance.
Sean has a Twitter account, at LA-based comedian.
Oh, Sean
probably won't.
Hey, shout out to Sean. We love Sean,
the real hero.
Yeah, tell him we said hey.
I will. You guys got to come back into the studio too.
Definitely. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Next time I'm out there, I'll hit you up.
I've never been to LA either. I'd love to take a trip out there.
You got to check it out, man.
You got to try it once, man. See what all the horror is about.
At least the weather's nice, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
When are you guys doing, what's it called? Australia.
That is in, let's see, April 12th and 20th. So next month.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, oh God, 3 weeks. Jesus, I better start getting vaccinated for spiders right now.
Yeah, Nico in the chat says, let's plan a trip to LA. I'd be down.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right. No iTunes things or anything.
Boo! Yeah,
So
you know what? If you're listening to the show right now and you haven't left an iTunes review, coward, do it right now.
Do it now, or we'll throw an egg at you and fuck your cat.
All right, let's get to those voicemails.
Hey, Podcast. It's Brandon Kirkman calling from a Bob's Furniture bathroom right now. I just had to get this one out while I'm on the toilet at Bob's Furniture, which always has big deals,
Jesus
by the way.
Christ, this episode.
Yeah, I'm working for them now. Anyone online who doesn't do anything but links a Patreon or a coffee link, like literally art isn't a comedian or gives some service, what the fuck? Like, seriously, do something. I do a lot of things. I don't get money for it. You're not doing anything. You're getting money? Fuck that. They should have to go to any other place that's not the Bob's Furniture for higher prices. Am I right, guys? Anyways.
Sounds like he's getting paid for that.
Thanks for the voicemail, Brandon. The moral of the story is more people should give Brandon Kirkman money. And
check out Podzuki.
Yeah, check out Podzuki. Check out the episode I was on. It's fun.
All right, let's do the 2-minute hate child coworker.
Hey, Thought Cops, IO Netrunner here, and my 2 minutes of hate this week is my fucking coworker who acts like he's goddamn 12 when he looks 40. This guy just graduated college, but he already looks like he's 40-something, and he has a long career in IT, but now he's a programmer, and he messages me on our professional work chat, and he's like, he'll just send like the letter K or TY for thank you, and he'll put things in front of his messages like nods and gives thumbs up.
Oh
like
my God.
Fucking in a chat room or something. And today, this motherfucker wheels 3 cubes over to my cube in his office chair like we're not in an office building with other people trying to get work done. And for some reason, my boss has put me in charge of him, so if his project doesn't hit a deadline this coming Friday, it's not really his fault because he's new. It's my fault because I didn't teach him and keep him on track. And this motherfucker, I'll see him in the hallways chatting up anybody so he can get out of work for a few minutes. And it adds up. Fucking minutes add up, man. Next thing you know, he's gotten like an hour's worth of work done in an 8-hour day. I can't wait until his 6 months are up so I can suggest to the boss that maybe we don't hire this guy. It's pretty simple. If you're starting a new job, just kind of keep your eyes peeled around you and see what everybody else does. If people knock when they come into your cube, knock when you go into theirs. If you don't see anybody wheeling around on their office chair like it's recess time in kindergarten, maybe you shouldn't do it either. All right, thanks for doing the show, guys, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for the voicemail. Dick, in another life, have you ever had to deal with these 40-year-old children?
Yeah, face palms.
No. No, the closest I ever got to those guys was marketing, who are bad, and I assume they've gotten worse in the last 15 years. What a jerk. That's good advice. Look around and see what everyone else is doing. If they're not,
that is good advice.
Yeah, seriously.
If you're doing anything different, you are a stupid jackass. Don't believe the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They are lying to you to make you look like an idiot. Being different is being obnoxious.
That's true.
Stop it immediately.
Good message. What's the next one?
Let's do the one that says Nico _again.
Hey, cum boy cop.
Oh, got us.
This isn't Cum Town.
You know what? I have a part 2. Remember when I said that we need to euthanize people who horny post on Facebook?
Yeah.
We need to euthanize people who gore post on Facebook, like people that post like dead bodies and dead animals to show how dark and mysterious they are. Like, okay, I get it. We all go through those phases. That's why like best gore or whatever it is. You know, don't
Best
fucking
gore?
post that shit on Facebook.
Why do you know this stuff?
Like no one wants to see that shit. Like, it's bad enough we have fucking disgusting, like single moms or Mormon moms trying to peddle their multi-level marketing garbage, and then you have to fucking post,
yeah, that's the worst.
like Fido with his head blown off, or like some dead Iraqis, or like no one cares. It's so pathetic. How old are you? Are you 12? Like, Jesus Christ.
12-year-old's getting it hard this...
Probably
a better way to phrase that.
Fucking pathetic and gay as hell.
How often is this happening?
Dead animals on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't... Well, dead people and stuff, too. I'm not seeing that.
mention Brandon Kirkman again. The other night I saw him.
He does this.
Well, no, he was working at a hotel, and somebody emailed. Sorry, Brandon, to kind of steal your story here, but it's relevant. This woman was trying to cancel or get a refund on her hotel reservation because she had to go to a funeral. So at the bottom of the email, she attached what he said was the biggest picture of a dead grandma he's ever seen. And he's like, "Yeah, I gave her the refund."
I would have taken your word for it.
Right? Yeah, it's like, well,
how do we know this is your grandma?
Right. I mean,
write the timestamp on her forehead
crying,
in a Sharpie.
please. Jesus.
All right, what's the next one?
Hey, Thought Cops.
Hey.
Smooth voice, buddy.
My 2 minutes of hate is people who still believe that Michael Jackson did anything wrong to his kids, except be a little bit creepy and hang out with kids when he was an adult.
In this voice, it's so much worse.
There is zero evidence that he actually did it.
Yeah.
It was cleared in an investigation, in a court case, in just 4 months, and it was scheduled to be 5 months. And those people who made those accusations, pretty much all of them were later caught saying they did it to get money.
It's like on a next to a babbling brook too.
So it baffles my mind how people can be so stupid.
He's meditating. It's like, oh, Michael Jackson, innocent. Oh.
Everybody who believes that goes to a parallel universe where MJ actually rapes them.
Is that Werner Herzog's new documentary?
He's leading a yoga class there.
Oh, man.
Fuck. Only Europeans can get away with that type of shit. Like, I say that and everyone's like, oh, you're a disgusting person. A European says that and you're like, yeah, let's...
You know, in my opinion, he's not allowed to say that because Michael Jackson was one of us and not one of his.
One of us? What do you mean one of us?
You know, white guys.
White American. Caucasian American.
Hell yeah. Let's move on, shall we?
Let's do the one titled Nico.mp3.
I'm assuming this is part 1 of the...
This was actually after.
Oh, okay.
The other one was part 2 to a different one.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, butt cop.
Oh,
God.
Just really running out of these to come up with.
People that talk about how,
come on.
Hold the phone up to your mouth.
You can't eat there. Like, 1, it's a free country. I will eat wherever the fuck I want. 2,
Wait, did she just get kicked out of her restaurant?
Because she's like, meat is like the secret ingredient to why their chicken sandwiches are so good. And 3, are you really just Chick-fil-A's the only bad company? Really, you know, the companies that, you know, have like child slave labor, you know, mining for Mike or Cal, those are fine. Other companies that just don't pay their employees. You know, Amazon's fine. You know, there's workers pissing jugs. Otherwise, they get stabbed back in the wage cage. That's cool. But, oh, no, we can't eat at Chick-fil-A. Like,
who's this woman? Who's this charming woman?
I'm going to eat there just to spite you. Because it's
Nico.
good. And you're not my mom.
She's called into her show a couple times.
So I would eat there anyway.
What an enchanting creature.
He asked Hobby Lobby once ISIS. Google it. Not joking.
All right.
She's everyone's favorite caller, and she's our go-to resource on everything goth related and anime related.
Oh, she sounds more wonderful by the minute.
Should have her on the Dick Show.
Yeah.
Lot to process there.
What was it? Chick-fil-A.
I don't know.
What was that, a wage cage that they send the Amazon people to because they piss in jugs?
Yeah, the workers in Amazon who don't get like bathroom breaks and stuff, so they piss in jugs and then they get thrown in the wage cage.
Well, I mean, I work in a cubicle. That's a wage cage too.
I guess buildings.
I can go to the bathroom.
Companies
I
are
wish
wage
I could
cages.
piss in a jug. Are you kidding me? I'd get so much shit if I just pissed in a jug every time I had to go. These guys are living the life.
Do you need to use a shiwi or?
No, I wish I could just sit there, piss on
I'm kidding.
The fuck is that?
Nothing. Forget I said anything.
It's a funnel.
Next
for your
voice,
clitoris.
Oh, baby!
Hey, you pee out one, you pee out the other.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bio 101.
Hey, Starcops, Kevin and Grant.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Just want to say great job on you guys. Really making my overnight shifts go by a lot better. Keep up the great work. Yeah.
Well, he just earned his $5 for calling in.
Yeah. Thanks for the voicemail.
Thanks for the kind words.
Making those overnight shits go by faster, boys.
Yeah.
Good job.
Overnight shifts or shits?
Shits.
Not if you're at Amazon.
Hey, Podcast. Hey, Dick. This is Vic.
Hey.
I was wondering, I saw you were on Mega 64 YouTube video, Marxist Corner.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you have any stories with Mega 64, like how you guys met, or if they did anything weird, like show you their ass to fuck with you or something.
Sounds like that.
It was a pretty cool video.
No, not at all.
Have a good one.
I feel like we have a number of people that listen to this show who like the Dick Show and Mega 64, so that's pretty cool.
And a couple listeners that we had Garrett from Mega 64 on, and we have a couple fans that, sort of poured it over from there.
Shout out to the internet soldiers. I don't know. I always wanted to ask you about that, Dick. How did that come to be?
They just emailed me. I think it was Garrett emailed me after I was on Dr. Phil. They got it, and they wanted to.
Nice.
They asked if I would interview with Marcus, do Marcus's Corner. I had heard about them before, but I wasn't that familiar with Marcus. But everybody knows I love puppets. More than anything in my life. So of course they said yes. They didn't do anything weird. That was like in 2008. So everything felt really like rinky dink, and just having a collab with those guys was bizarre. But they did the interview out on my balcony in this shitty converted hotel apartment that I lived in. Halfway through, this woman started screaming at us from the balcony above mine about how I needed to shut the fuck up about what I was saying about women, and
oh my god,
Jesus,
this and that. Yeah, that was funny. That didn't make it into the final cut, I don't think. And then in the end, when I wrapped up the interview, I remember shaking Marcus's hand, like going, "Oh yeah, great to meet you, nice to be on," and shaking his hand. And they started laughing. They shut everything down. I was like, "Why are you guys laughing?" He said, "No one's ever shook the puppet's hand before." Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. I've been meaning to have those guys, Garrett especially, on the Dick Show.
Oh yeah, that would be really awesome.
Yeah, I think he'd be.
I think I've had that email in my draft folder since the episode 2 of the show.
Yeah, you might as well, man. I know they do an event out there every year too, so
in LA,
cool crossover.
Yeah.
Anaheim.
Yeah.
And we got one last one or two.
Two more.
Oh, two more. Okay.
I wonder if they still have that footage, because they'll have the woman yelling at me. That was funny.
I'm honestly pretty sure they do. I know Rocco's talked about. He had some story recently where he said, I guess he was in a car accident and his car was on fire, and he had a bunch of his video files in there, and he ran into the burning wreckage to get it. So I really doubt they deleted it. So.
I would love to have Marcus on my show now. It's kind of the full circle.
Dude. Yeah, or we can get that original audio. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Those guys were cool. I think just Rocco and Garrett came. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite, one of my top 10 moments from the Dick Show is the Asterios puppet going, he was like, my father is a couch, and you just losing it at how funny it is.
Yeah, that one, and when he said that the shooter's motive was that he had a gun. That was the Apostrophos is a better Asterios than Asterios. He's coming on this week too. Apostrophos.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Very funny Muppet.
Thought Cops, how's it going?
Hey.
You guys were talking about Andrew Yang on last week's show and his proposed policy of giving everybody in the country $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
It sparked quite a bit of debate back home, and inspired me to create a game that I play with my friends called $1,000 or... if you'd like, we can play the game now together. Officer
Sounds
Grant,
fun.
do you want to play?
Yeah, okay, sure.
I can.
All right. And Officer Kevin, how about you, mate?
Sure. Thanks.
That's the voicemail?
Okay.
Would you rather?
I like the enthusiasm. Would you rather $1,000 or a free hat?
Oh boy.
Now, take your time. I know both choices are equally enticing.
Let him talk.
And there's no wrong answer. So just answer honestly. I just want to know what you guys think. The free hat is the correct answer. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for playing, guys. See you later.
Well, he didn't really give us a chance to answer, but everything else was pretty seamless.
At least he was polite about it. He didn't just want to make you play a game that you might not want to play.
And how fun was that?
Lakembra needs his own podcast, or they need the Hard Men Working Hard podcast. Like,
definitely,
he leaves like the funniest voicemails.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah, we'll be happy to have him back on this show too.
Would you guys take the hat then, or the $1,000?
I would take the $1,000 and buy 2 hats worth $500 in case one gets dirty.
Hey, that's yeah. I'll just take the $1,000 because I'm
take the $1,000
broke. Yeah,
I would take the $1,000, buy hats, and then play that game with other people until I found the sucker.
Ooh. See, he was trying to. He acted polite in that voicemail, but he's really trying to sneak one over on us.
Yeah,
I think he just wants to get rid of a hat.
Send it over our way, man. P.O. Box, Neo, Chicago.
I wish
60647. Okay,
all right, let's play this last one.
A good time. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, hi, hello. Is this the phone number for the Ralph Retort kill stream? Yeah, I'm looking for Dick Masterson. I wanted to know if Dick is officially aboard the Yang Gang, and if so, what will be the first thing you spend your $1,000 Yang bucks on once Andrew Yang becomes president?
A lot of questions.
All right, thanks. See ya.
About this.
Oh man, what? How to burn $1,000, huh?
Every month.
Every month? That's his deal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought it was just $1,000 once.
Nope. Every month.
Oh no, that's too much. That's too much work. People are just going to kill themselves having to spend it. This is like Brewster's Millions every month for the rest of your life. I can't cope with having to blow $1,000 every month. That's going to be a full-time job. Yang's going to make spending $1,000 a month your job. Sounds like a nightmare. Never mind. I'm off of the Yang Gang.
Yeah.
It's just work.
Way to go.
I'm gonna have to be on
voicemail lever.
I'm gonna be on Amazon all day, every day, going over reviews, making sure I get the very best of the best.
Man.
Microwave or portable tenting system or retractable pants. This is a full-time job.
You could hire like a assistant.
But if they've already got, they're doing their own $1,000 though.
Yeah, but they get more $1,000.
Oh, great. Okay.
It's a self-sustaining economy.
Yeah. So I give them my $1,000 to spend for me. That sounds smart.
Yeah. Here's your Black Mirror episode.
How much are they going to charge for that? Probably more than
$1,000.
Oh, it's just increments of $1,000 that everyone works.
Yeah.
Okay.
They really should do a Black Mirror next season about this. Too much money to spend.
It's good content. It's sort of like Bitcoin and how one Bitcoin is like what? I don't know how much it is right now.
$4,000.
$4,000. It's like that. Just increments of one Bitcoin, but increments of $1,000.
Oh, I see. Well,
can't break it up.
Well, if it's like Bitcoin, then you can't buy anything with it anyway. So that's fine.
And I think the reason Yang is so popular is because in this like endless age of self promotion, like that one caller was saying, everybody has a Patreon. So it's like Andrew Yang is like everybody's like tier 1 patron donator, you know?
Yeah.
He's like he gets all the best benefits every month. You know, he makes you look good. He throws $1,000 on your page every month.
He gets all the cosplay girls' nudes every month.
Exactly. Yeah,
Nice.
he gets the feet pics. He gets the bonus episodes. He gets everything.
Fuck! Why didn't I run for president?
Right?
It's a good deal.
You can, man. $2,000.
Ooh.
Or like everyone always says, Price is Right type scoring. Just everybody bumps up $1 higher, 1,001, 1,002.
Going once, going twice. Well, that's our episode, everybody. It's been a real bop and a half. Dick, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks again
guys.
so much.
I'm always happy to do an episode 108. Anytime you guys are doing 108, let me know.
We'll let you know the next time we get to 108.
Yeah, after this podcast implodes, we'll have you on our separate 108s.
Yeah, who's going to betray who here?
Right.
Have you figured that out yet?
Neither of us have girlfriends right now, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
There's got to be something you love in your life enough to throw everything away on it.
No,
nothing. Grant breaks my Nintendo Switch. He's going to have to taste these fists. Anyway, that's my final soy moment of the episode. Thanks everybody for listening. If you'd like to support the show, you go to patreon.com/thoughtcops. Leave a voicemail of your own. We'll play it on the show. 312-788-7361. And leave us a review on iTunes. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, the listeners. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, baby, I feel protesters throwing tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Crikey. And maybe you're only just a kid. Well, maybe, but I'll smack you in the face. Ha, ha, ha. But I still don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Don't throw them again. Good night, Australia. Maybe we should all stop being cunts.